But yeah, man, what's been up? It's been a while since we last talked. What's been up with you?
Yeah, what have I been doing, man?
You found your Will and Jada love?
Yeah, we about to get to that in a second. Yo, it's I'm still searching, man. It's hard out here in LA, bro.
Uh-huh.
Most of these girls, these females, bro, they be fronting. You know what I'm saying? They be fronting on niggas, man. They trying to secure the bag. That's what they think about.
I'll be honest with you. In terms of that Will and Jada love stuff, you can nah, man.
Yeah, we might as well go into it. Yeah, tell me what you think, man. Tell me what you think about Will and Jada. For those of you, I'm sure you everybody watching know about the Will and Jada situation.
You want to go on, fill him in?
But for those of you who don't know, so Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, the Smiths, effectively over the last year and a bit have been releasing like bits of information about their marriage and about their time together. And obviously Jada has a Red Table Talk, and that's really where it started because she would talk about it. And obviously the whole thing blew up when she basically mentioned that she was in a relationship with August.
An entanglement.
An entanglement, because that's what we call it now. An entanglement.
With her son's best friend.
Their son's best friend, who was on drugs at the time and was going through a pill problem. He wasn't addicted. He didn't have a pill problem. He was sick. He was legitimately sick. He has like Crohn's or something. I forgot what he did. I forgot what it was. But he was like sick. Exactly. Like he was sick, and obviously he got prescribed pills, like pain medication.
We're not gonna sit here and down my boy August like that.
Oh no. I mean he said in his own words he was addicted to the pills because of that. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna pop some pills just because drink some lean. No, like he genuinely, like Jay says, he was sick, and obviously we know the opioid problem in the United States. A lot of people get hooked on opioids because they're over prescribed.
Right.
So he was obviously taking a lot of the opioids. So he was in a very fragile place in his life, mentally and physically. And Jada obviously took advantage of the situation. And obviously there was a whole outcry about that from people, who really, of course, there are people who sympathize with her and were like, oh yeah, she did nothing wrong. But anyway, those of us know the truth, that wasn't right. And obviously since then she's come out saying a whole bunch of stuff. Will doesn't basically love me in the same way Tupac did, or he doesn't have sex with me, he doesn't satisfy me. She basically said he doesn't satisfy me in the same way.
She cleared it up. Cleared it up.
You can't.
But I will say this though. Like, I will say this. Jada is very toxic.
She is, yes. Thank you.
She's the pure definition. Like that whole situation. Damn, Will, man. Like, damn.
He was down bad, dude. He was crying.
Damn.
Will was basically crying on the Red Table Talk.
Damn.
That's not okay, guys. That's not okay.
Man, like But I will say this. Even in that's their relationship. They know how they work, or whatever. But I will say this. For me personally, if a relationship that I'm in is that toxic and that, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do it. But I also know that I'm a lover boy too, so I ain't gonna lie. I be simping out here for, I be simping sometimes.
Obviously, what makes it a bit more difficult in Will's case is that he has 2 kids. Granted, they're grown, but if you were in Will's situation with the ages your kids are at now,
I would say this.
Would you leave Jada or not?
I would say this. He says they're happy in their marriage. She says they're happy in she says they're happy in their marriage. Will says he's happy in their marriage. He said they have their stuff and they go through their stuff like any couple. But out of his own words, he says he's happy with her, and if she's happy with him, hey man, do you? For me personally, though, like it is tough. Like relationships are tough. Like that's one of the things you realize when you get in these relationships is there's nothing simple about it. That's why the divorce rates are where they are, because people are not willing to stick it out, and people really aren't apt to doing like old people and saying, okay, we're gonna make this work for better or for worse. But yeah, I applaud them for that. That takes a lot of mental fortitude, as somebody who has been in a bunch of like really toxic relationships, or I won't say toxic, really complicated, like you complicate things. Different people have different opinions and different whatever, and that's a relationship to me. I feel like that's a relationship, and if you can work through things and you can really be happy with each other after you work through those things, then hey, more power to you. That's what we should be applauding in the world. It's not, oh, Will should get out. Will's trying to fight for his marriage because he actually wants to be with this person. That's how I see it. Although I will say, it don't look pretty.
No, it don't look pretty.
It don't look pretty.
Yeah, me personally, I couldn't be in a relationship with somebody who's out there just putting all out personal.
Right.
You know,
he did it to himself too, though.
Yeah, he did.
He wrote a whole book.
You know, he exactly right, and I think a lot of what he's been saying, because the other day he did say that at one point he wanted to commit suicide, and he also did say that at one point he also wanted to kill his dad because his dad was abusing his mom. So, you know, that's obviously really tragic, and it's something that a lot of people have dealt with in terms of the parental like violence, in terms of domestic violence between their parents, and obviously, you know, for people to hear that or to read that, it may be cathartic for them, help them work through issues that they've had in their own past or issues that they're going through now in the present. And I think people were just shocked by like the whole, oh yeah, I wanted to kill my dad thing, because some people be like, yeah, you know, I despise my dad or my mom, whoever was doing the violence, but I probably wouldn't kill them. But also it's like you don't know what level of violence he was witnessing or what was going on.
Right.
Because people have a very, very particular place, like spot for their mother, obviously, in their hearts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sons will do anything to protect their mothers.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so just in general with them, it's like, obviously they're coming out with all this stuff and telling their lies, and it's like, yo, like, damn, like, yo, really have a lot of baggage. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, yo, really, like.
And I think that's the thing, like, and that's the hard part, is when you bring baggage into a relationship, trying to make that work as somebody, you know, I've experienced this even sometimes in my normal life. When you're talking to people, it's, you bring a lot of baggage to your relationship. It's kind of hard, you know, you got to fight. If you really want that relationship, you want that relationship. And so I understand why that's why I applaud Will. Like, I give him the jokes. I'm just going to give him the jokes because I'm a comedian. Like, that you know. But I do applaud Will, and I applaud Jada. Like, they're doing what they're fighting for their relationship. And I applaud that over everything else. Is it very, very like crazy from us looking outside in? We don't, but we don't know what they bring. We don't know their full dynamics of their relationship. And me as somebody that's just like a viewer and understands the dynamic, like, I can't express enough. Like, relationships are hard as fuck, and you do have days where it's like, why am I doing like this? Is crazy. Like, no, leave this be. But when you find somebody that you truly like and truly are with, then you're with them. Like, and I applaud them for saying, hey, you can go sleep in another room, but we're not ending this. Like, I do find that as a certified lover boy.
He said certified lover boy. Yo, somebody stop him. Stop him.
Nothing on Drake or anything like that. But as somebody who does like, I like seeing happiness, and I do, you know, I make the joke, you know, I don't want to get married, but I do like the ideal of being consistent and not, you know, but it's not to say that I'm not going to, you know, my whole ideal on marriage. You know, my opinions on marriage.
Yeah. No. I know. But that's also why I was like, it's going to be interesting being somebody who's vehemently opposed.
I am. And this is why. This is exactly why. Like, you deal with this shit. Like, I don't have the mental fortitude, like, to keep telling somebody, hey, I'm with you and I'm gonna accept, and you doing all these things to me. I can, if I'm fucking up, I'm fucking up. If you're fucking up, okay, you're fucking up. But if you're continually, and then we like on this public stage, and you're continually like
emasculating me, because that's basically what Jada's doing to Will.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask
And
that, like, do you feel that she's emasculating him? Because I think she is in a lot of ways.
I do think in a way some of the things she has said and have done are way out of pocket. I hope that's true, and yeah, they're out of pocket. But you know, hey, that's what happens when you are one of the world's most famous couples.
It's tough. It's a tough life.
Because let's be honest, there's Will Smith is not the only person out there who's experiencing this stuff.
Definitely not.
And there's a bunch of guys out there, and I don't. And let's not like. I do feel like in a way, Will is being a simp.
Yes,
but I also here's the other thing. Here's the other part of that. He's being a simp, but it's like if he feels in his heart of hearts that him being a simp for this person that he truly loves, can I really be mad at him for that?
That's true. Do you also think that maybe Will has side pieces, so he's reluctant to come out, right? Because people have been saying a lot of that. Oh, there are people talking about, he had the fling with Margot Robbie, which I don't ever think was actually confirmed. I think people just assume that they did some shit. But people were like, oh yeah, he's probably got side pieces. That's why he's reluctant to come out and be like, oh, my wife bugging, bro. Like, oh, I want to leave her.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. Also, no, I don't think that's the thing. Because here's the thing, and this is my thing, like personally. When you're in a relationship with somebody, or even if, like, that's why I hate that one gay dude that's like out in all the people that he's had sex with. Like, oh yeah, I fucked this rapper, or I fucked this football.
Oh yeah,
Jeffree Star dude.
Yeah, Jeffree.
I hate the dude. Like, bro. No, here's my thing, right? If you have something, if somebody shares something with you, right, and we do something in the comforts of our own home. Why would you go blast that out there like that? Like I hate people that do that. That makes my skin curl. Like why?
It's not happening.
It's not.
With me.
You don't like if somebody like my thing is this. I value trust a lot.
Yeah. And
so if I'm sharing something with you in private, or if I'm sharing a moment with you in private or in personal, it's not. It's you. I understand it's you to do what you do, and I gotta accept the fact of what you're gonna do with it. But it's at the same point, can you at least like respect me enough to say, okay, cool, this is what we did in our private time, in our private home. What people do in their private life in their private home should stay in their private home, in their private life. And that's why I think the whole thing with Jada, it's like you got this red table talk where y'all talk openly and honestly about everything in life, and I get that. Cool with that. But at the same time, it's like, well, some things don't need to go out there.
Some things don't need to be, bro. Just for the sake of your sanity, and your kids' sanity,
and then it's like
sanity.
No, it's the thing. It's like you got all these people talking about your relationship, and I get it. Like they want to be the American couple of this is how our shit and this is how we deal with things, and we know that y'all are dealing with things, and that's what I think it is. I really do think that's what she wants to be on her Kardashian show, everything in the world. Like, this is relationships are hard. This is what we go through, and that's why I feel like her head is. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes in life, some things you just better kept to yourself, and you don't put some things out there. That's just my personal opinion or my personal take on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't fault Will or her for if they genuinely feel like they're meant to be together. More power to them, because they have the fortitude and the endurance to endure a relationship. And I would hate if they broke up. I really would, because Will and Jada.
It's Will and Jada. That Will and Jada love. I mean, damn, it even made J. Cole have to put a lyric about it in this track. You know, for you, if you were Will, would there be a limit, or is there a limit? Like when Jada basically keeps bringing up Tupac and talking about how she wishes that. You know, basically, she wishes that Will was Tupac. Yeah.
Like, no, like he talked about this though. He talked about this. He had a Breakfast Club interview where he was like, "Yeah, I'm just the funny, you know, whatever." And when I met her, she was around Tupac. That like I can't compete with Tupac. He said this in the interview on Breakfast Club, and he was talking about how coming from her sometimes he felt in himself he was competing against Tupac, and he couldn't. And then she sat him down and said, "No, you're not competing against Tupac. Tupac is what it is." Tupac, like me and Tupac were just cool, and yeah. But my thing is, to your question, do I personally conversations will be had?
Yeah.
And maybe there's one of those, and that's one of the things. Like I'm a communicator. I love communicating, and that's one of the things I would love to see on a Red Table Talk Red Table Talk is, hey, some of the things you do, they have this discussion of some of the things. If they're gonna put it out there, they gotta put it out there. That's what I'm saying is, some of the things you do, I don't, I feel like some of the things you say and do and put out there in the world is a little flagrant. Personally, I feel attacked. But also, I think maybe Will doesn't feel attacked. Will said he's done pretending and done acting. And he says he's in a new space now where he's happy in his life. So I can only take that man at his word. But my thing is, maybe for me looking outside in, it's like I feel like, okay, I would feel attacked because, I still feel like there's some things, like for me, there's a no-go. Maybe not for him. I just have to respect what he, like, my whole point of this is, it's funny and it's very crazy. Like, it's entertaining. The whole situation is entertaining.
Very, very.
But if they say they're happy, they're happy. And I just have to take them at their word for it. And I won't argue or begrudge them. As a matter of fact, I applaud them. If they say they're happy, fight for your marriage.
Yeah.
Because regardless of me not wanting to get married, I do feel like at the end of the day, if you're getting married to somebody, it better be worth it.
Yeah. That's facts, though. He's right. You got to, through thick and thin, you got to be willing to,
And that's why I don't want to get married, is because I don't feel like a lot of people hold that value in it. It is like, moment something goes bad, let's quit.
I would definitely like to hear from y'all. Do you think that marriage is good nowadays, or do you think that it's issues like this that are preventing or really keeping a lot of people in our generation from wanting to get married?
Not even that. Do you think situations like this are the reason why marriages end? And do you think that do you applaud them, or do you think it should be done?
Kept in the home. You ain't gotta come on and spill all this tea out in public and shit like that.
Not even that. Like, do you think that they're right by saying, okay, this is our marriage, we're gonna fight for our marriage, or do you think by this point that they should, do you nix it?
Yeah. And
so we want to hear your opinions.
Yes,
down
please.
Below, or Instagram, Twitter. Follow us. We got everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.